Welcome back to Save the Date. Conductor Paul Rusterholz is here today from the La Crosse Chamber Chorale to tell us about this weekend's performances called New Songs and Old Stories. It's exactly what it is, but give people an idea of some of the things you put together as far as these new songs and old stories go.
One of the old stories is called The Reluctant Dragon, and it was a children's story originally written by the same person who wrote The Wind in the Willows. John Rutter made it a children's opera about 30 years ago, and we're going to do a scene from the opera. There's a dragon, there's St. George, who usually slays the dragon, but in this particular instance, the dragon is a pacifist and a poet and would rather write poetry than fight. So they decide they're going to rig the fight. They'll have a mock fight to satisfy the villagers who want to see some action.
All right, very good. Also, you know, a lot of variety as far as the music itself goes, too.
One of the newest songs we're doing is Abraham Lincoln Walks at Midnight by Minnesota composer Abby Bettinas. And the poet imagines, text was written 100 years ago, the music was written just 4 years ago, and the text imagines President Lincoln coming back 50 years later during the time just before the beginning of World War I, when people who were looking at what was going on in the world were getting very worried. And imagine how Lincoln would react to these events.
That's interesting how you're kind of weaving this all together. Well, also, let's give people an idea when this is happening, because you do have two different performances at two different places. So the one on Saturday, November 9th, is at 7:30 p.m. in La Crosse at Prince of Peace Lutheran Church. But then on Sunday, November 10th at 3 p.m. in the afternoon at English Lutheran Church in La Crosse. It's $20 for adults, $10 for students, and you can always go to their website for more information as well. And any last things you'd like to mention before we say goodbye today?
There are also some very traditional sounding pieces. O Magnum Mysterium of Morton Lordson is one of the great favorites that people will recognize.
Very good. Thanks a lot, Paul.